Hello again, everyone. Welcome back for maths. Now, it's our final session today on statistics. It's a theme I'm going to be saying quite a lot this week, actually, because as we're sort of rounding up, obviously, we're getting towards the half term. We are sort of finishing off quite a few of our units, and it's the turn today for maths and statistics. So I want you to think back, first of all, about some of the different ways we've seen data presented during our unit on statistics. So can you think back to some of those graphs and charts that we've seen? Just have a quick chat at home, see if you can shout a few out, what can you remember that we've done? Okay, hopefully over the next couple of slides, I'll mention a few of the ones that we've seen and that you've hopefully talked about. So one that we have looked at is tally charts, isn't it? We looked at how we could do this quick bit of revision from year 2. And we know that if we want to do a tally, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a fifth one across as a little gate there, and then we start again. And that means that we're kind of doing them in groups of 5, which makes it quite easy to count. So in this one for Brown, for example, I can just go 5, 10, 15. I know that it's 15 for Brown. So use that, just to quickly recap then, use that knowledge to have a go at some of these questions. So how many children have green eyes? How many children have hazel eyes? What's the least common eye colour? What's the most common eye colour? What's the difference between the most and least common eye colour? And how many people have, how many more people have blue eyes than grey? Okay, so let's go through some answers for that now. So if you haven't already done so, have a quick pause and have a go at those questions. Just a bit of a recap, bit of a sort of freshening up. Had a weekend off, haven't we? How many children have green eyes? That's 10. 2 of those groups of 5 we can see together. How many children have hazel eyes? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the least common eye colour? That's grey. Excuse the dodgy handwriting. What's the most common eye colour? That's brown. I think I'll just write GR, sorry about this. Great, brown. What is the difference between the most and least common eye colour? Okay, so we've just found out that the most and least common were grey and brown. Well, I can see that brown is 15, grey is 3. So when it's talking about the difference, that's subtraction. We can do 15, take away 3, that's 12. And how many more people have blue eyes than grey? Well, same again. Let's have a look at blue. Blue is 7, grey is 3. So how many more people have blue eyes than grey? 7, take away 3, that's 4. Oh, geez, I lose the bottom bit on my screen, sorry about that. Okay, so something else that we've looked at. Oh, this is a bit better, isn't it? This is avoiding the bottom bit of the screen. Something else we've looked at is pictograms. So pictograms are where we've got a kind of chart or a graph showing our data, and rather than using numbers or tallies or anything like that, it uses a picture to help represent the information. And we can see in this one, we've got a favourite type of pizza, and each pizza slice is worth 2 children or 2 voters. So what's the least favourite pizza type? I'm sure you can see that on just by looking. That is, of course, cheese and tomato. How many more children voted for cheese and tomato and vegetarian than Hawaiian? So there's a little bit of adding up and subtracting to do there. That's a 2-step problem. So can you pause the video and just have a quick go at that one now? How many more children voted for cheese and tomato and vegetarian than Hawaiian? Okay, so a couple of parts to this, isn't there? It's talking about this as one total. It's talking about cheese and tomato and vegetarian. So let's add up those 2. Well, cheese and tomato has 1 picture. Vegetarian has another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures. So that's 7 pictures of slices in total. And we know that each one is worth 2. So we can say that 14 people had cheese and tomato and vegetarian. And then let's compare that to Hawaiian then. How many people had Hawaiian? Right, well, Hawaiian, we've got 1, 2, 3 pictures, each worth 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. And so how many more then? Well, 14. How much more is 14 than 6? So again, we could use a subtraction calculation there. We could do 14 take away 6. If you wanted to, you could count on your fingers from 6 until 14. Either way, you're going to get 8. Okay, and finally then, we've looked at bar charts, haven't we? You might also have mentioned things like pie charts if you had a go at that on Friday, very well done. But these were the 3 main ones we looked at. We looked at tally charts, pictograms, and bar charts. So let's have a look at bar charts now then. So firstly, I'm actually going to do this sort of bottom question first, just so you can sort of understand it a bit better. What would be a good title for this bar chart? So let's have a look at what our axes are. Let's have a look at what the numbers are showing us. What do you think the question was? What do you think this title is actually showing us? Well, we've got numbers of children and we've got colours. So maybe it's going to be their favourite colour, isn't it? It's how many children, what is your favourite colour? Something like that. Which colour is the least popular? We can see that just by looking, can't we? That's green. How many children chose yellow as their favourite? Well, let's read and see. It's going up past 8, but it's not as high as 10. So it's got to be, that's right, it's 9. How many more children chose red than blue? So again, a couple of things we've got to do here. Let's find out how many chose red. That's 8, isn't it? How many chose blue? What's that one? That's right, it's 7. So 8 take away 7, it's 1. And finally, how many children chose yellow and pink all together? Well, let's look at yellow. That's 9. How many children chose pink? 6. So we're going to add those together. 9 plus 6 is 15. Okay. So now we've had a bit of a refresher. We've kind of recapped things that we learned last week and over the course of this unit. Now you are ready to have a go at your statistics hot task. So this is where you show off everything that you have learned, you try and use and apply everything that I've taught you, and you give it your best go. So don't worry too much if there's things in here that you're suddenly scratching your head over. We'll have a look at the answers together later and you can see how you got on. For now though, pause the video along the way. Here is your hot task for our statistics unit. Okay then, and here are your answers. So have a look at how you got on, see how your answers compared to these ones. As always, if there are any areas that maybe you didn't get right or you're not so happy with, have a look through now and see what went wrong. It might be, for example, that you got both these or all of these questions right on pictograms. Maybe you struggled a little bit more on bar charts. If that's the case, maybe it's worth revisiting some of that bar chart work, having another go at that. Likewise, if it was the other way around. But I'm feeling really confident you guys would have done a super job on that. So very, very well done. Okay, thanks everybody. That's our statistics learning done. Great job. I will see you back here for our final video of the day later on. Enjoy.